Absolute value or modulus is represented by the two bars. This is called mod of x. Okay, modulus of x. So what mod does is it converts negative to positive, or simply saying it's the positive value. So for example, mod of 5 is also 5, mod of negative 5 is also 5. Okay, it's just the positive value. That's why the name absolute values. Okay, for example, x minus y mod. I mean, if x is 5, y is 3, this would be 2, because mod of 2 will be 2. Even if x is 3, y is 5, it will be mod of minus 2, still it is 2. Okay, so mod of x minus y simply is difference between these two numbers. Doesn't matter which one is positive, which one is negative, just the gap between these two numbers. Okay, now more than 50% questions can be done just by this understanding, that mod of something is greater than or equal to 0. It's never negative. This is good enough to solve more than half of the questions of mod. Now for example, x minus y is given as 2, mod of x minus y. Now we know it could be mod of 2 equal to 2. For example, x minus y, the thing within the mod can be equal to 2, or it could be mod of minus 2 equal to 2. So the thing within the mod can be minus 2. So we can make two cases in case we are trying to find out some value. For example, mod of 2x minus 3 is equal to 5. So we'll take two cases. This thing within the mod can be 5. This thing within the mod can be minus 5. So we'll get two values of x that will satisfy this mod equation. Let's see some questions. So now a minus b and b minus a, they'll have opposite signs. So one would be positive, one would be negative. Okay, and positive is always bigger than negative. Okay, and one more thing, small number minus big number will always be negative, irrespective of whether they are positive or negative, and bigger number minus smaller number will always be positive, irrespective of whether they are positive or negative. So first statement, a is less than b. So a minus b, small minus big, would be negative. B minus a, bigger minus positive, bigger minus smaller would be positive. So 1 over a minus b would be negative, and b minus a would be positive. So positive is always bigger than, less than, positive is always bigger, sufficient. Second statement, mod of a minus b is greater than 1. Now remember, it could be 5 minus 2 also, it could be 2 minus 5 also. Okay, mod simply means difference between a and b, the gap between a and b is bigger than 1. Doesn't matter which one is bigger or smaller. So if a is bigger, a minus b would be positive and b minus a would be negative. But if b is bigger than a minus b would be negative, b minus a would be positive. So this is not sufficient. Is x negative? First, x square is positive. So here x could be positive, negative both. Not sufficient. Second, x into mod of y is not positive. Not positive means it could take negative value or 0 value. Okay, number is negative, 0 or positive. So not positive means it can't be this, it can be any one of the remaining two. So now let's say mod of y is positive, is 0. Okay, product of two numbers is 0. 0 is a possibility. So if one of them is 0, the other could be positive, negative, 0, anything. Okay, if one of them becomes 0, the other one could be anything. positive, negative, 0. So x can be anything. Not sufficient. If we combine the two, x could be positive, negative from here, positive, negative from here also. So a positive, negative value will satisfy both the statements for x. Even combination is not sufficient. Easier answer. Now this is a good question. Let's say y minus z is equal to a, just to simplify the question. Now the question becomes, is mod of x equal to a? Okay. Now first thing is, we are asking two questions actually here. Is value of x equal to value of a? Value wise, I mean, for example, 5, 5, they're equal in value. 5 minus 5. In terms of value, in terms of absolute value, in terms of positive value, they are same. Okay, value wise they are 5. Second, is the sign of a positive? Because let's say if a is negative, negative 5, can mod of x be negative 5? No. So when I ask is mod of x equal to a, one thing, value wise they must be equal. Second, sign of a must also be positive, because mod is never negative. It can only be positive. First statement tells me x plus y is equal to z. X is equal to z minus y. If y minus z is equal to a, z minus y will be equal to minus a. So a and minus a, what happens? In terms of value, they are same. For example, one of them will be 5, another would be minus 5. So value wise they are same. But in terms of sign, they are inverse, they are opposite of each other. So one of them is positive, another could be negative. For example, a could be minus 5, so minus a would be 5. A could be negative, minus a could be positive in that case. So they'll have opposite signs. Which one has what sign, I don't know. So what it tells me is, this first statement, x is equal to minus a. So what it tells me is value wise they are same. It answers the first question. But in terms of sign, I don't know. It doesn't answer the second. I mean, minus a or a could be again 5, minus 5, both are possible. So this is not sufficient. Second says x is negative, clearly not sufficient. Doesn't tell me anything about a or y and z for that matter. Combine the two. So value question is taken care of by the first statement. Okay, this. Second statement says x is negative. So that means if x is minus a, so negative is equal to minus a. So a should be positive. So second question, which is sign of a, that is taken care of by the second statement. So combination is sufficient. Okay, value wise they're equal from first statement, and sign is taken care of by the second. So combination would be sufficient. Okay, in this question, y can be positive as 0. First statement, mod of x minus 3 is greater than or equal to y. We need value of x. Now remember, mod of anything for that matter could be positive or 0. It's never negative. So the right hand side here could be positive or 0. So some mod is positive or 0. It will always happen. Okay, that means every value of x will satisfy it. There won't be just one value it will satisfy it. Every value of x will satisfy it. So this is not sufficient. We can't figure out one particular value of x from here. So second statement, mod of x minus 3 is less than or equal to minus y. Now minus y can be negative or 0, because y is either positive or 0. So it tells me that mod of something could be negative or 0. Now every statement is like a fact. Okay, we need to take cases when it is true, or how do we satisfy the statement. So for the statement to be true, mod is never negative. The only possibility is 0. Okay, so what we need to see is, If this is true, what possibility do I have? The only possibility is mod is equal to 0, and that will happen only if x is equal to 3. This is sufficient. Now, to simplify this question, y square can be written as mod of y into mod of y. So, is x into mod of y greater than y square? So, y square will be mod of y into mod of y. I can divide both sides by mod of y because mod of y is always positive. Remember, the inequality won't get changed. So now the new question becomes, is x greater than mod of y? So we are checking two things here again. In terms of value, x should be bigger than y. Okay, for example, 10 is bigger than 8. And in terms of sign also, x should be positive. Because mod of y is never negative, it's always positive. So a negative number can't be bigger, only a positive number can be bigger than a positive number. So again we are checking two things. First statement, x is greater than y. Now if it is like 5 is greater than 3, this would be yes answer. And if it is minus 3 greater than minus 5, that would be no. Okay, x is negative, so x cannot be bigger than mod of something. Second, y is greater than 0, not sufficient, it doesn't tell me anything about x. Combine the two, y is greater than 0 and x is greater than y. Both are positives, so it will be like 5 is greater than 3. So x into mod of y, or x will be greater than mod of y. So here, what is mod of x? Now if you see second statement, x square minus 8x plus 16 is equal to 0, x minus 4 square is 0, x is equal to 4. So sufficient. First statement, mod of x square plus 16, take 5 to this side. Now see, it could be mod of 32 equal to 32, it could be mod of minus 32 equal to 32. But to make it minus 32, it has to be minus 48 plus 16. X square cannot be negative, so this doesn't exist. So x square is equal to 16 and x is equal to plus minus 4, but mod of x will be equal to 4 only. This is also sufficient. D is your answer. For this question, now let's say y is equal to mod of x plus x. Now let's say if x is positive, for example, let's say x is equal to 5. So mod of x will be equal to 5, which is nothing but x itself. So if x is positive, mod of x will be equal to x. There won't be any difference between them. If x is negative, so let's say x is equal to negative 5. So mod of x will be equal to 5. So that is equal to negative x, right? Negative of negative 5. So when x is negative, mod of x can be written as minus x. So when here, if x is positive, y will be equal to x plus x, 2x, some positive number, because x is positive, so 2x will also be positive. If x is negative, y will be equal to minus x plus x, that is 0. And if x is 0, y will obviously be 0. So these three cases can happen. So if we write them, if x is positive, y is equal to 2x, some positive number. If x is negative or x is 0, y is equal to 0. As per the question, y can take only positive or 0, and y is an integer. So the question is y 0? First statement, x is negative. If x is negative, y is 0. Sufficient. Now second statement, y is less than 1. Now what values y can take? Positive or 0. That means y can only be to the right of 0. Now Second statement says y is less than 1. Now less than 1 can be 0.5 or 0, but not negative, because negative is not a possibility for y. But if you see y is an integer, so it cannot take 0.5 as a value, it can take only 0 as a value. So y is 0. This is also sufficient. D is your answer.